Okay, I'm going to do a video on how to replace and maintenance the pivot arm bushing on a Husqvarna MZ61 mower. It may be very similar to other ones, but basically I did this because my mower blades were slipping. I could tell they were. I thought there's something wrong with a belt or a pulley bearing, but no, that wasn't. What this pivot arm was not rotating freely. And the reason is because the guy who installed this last time did it wrong. And there's something that you need to do, absolutely have to do, to make this pivot arm pivot freely, just besides the obvious of keeping it clean and greased. There has to be a reduced size washer between the deck and that bushing, and also one between the dust cap or an oversized washer here for this to rotate freely. The last guy who did this, who owned it before me, did not do that. He actually locked this thing tight, so this washer did not have a reduced size washer underneath it, and of course it just clamped this whole pivot arm solid, which prevented it from rotating freely. So the removal process is pretty simple. I'm not going to get into too much, but you remove the belt, then of course it takes the tension off so you can remove the spring, undo the nut, and pound the bolt out. This pivot arm comes out with the pulley attached to it. And the way you get that bushing out, you, of course, ideally have a press. I didn't. So all I did is I just got an oversized socket, like 1.5 inches or whatever, that was larger than this diameter, and then used an older bolt, like a drift pin, to punch this bearing out. But again, the thing that's most important is you've got to have a washer underneath or between the deck and the bushing here and here, and it has to be the diameter or slightly less than the diameter of the bushing. It cannot be larger and capture this housing at all, or it'll lock it up and it won't rotate. When you do that, what happens is this bolt gets tightened down on this undersized washer here and makes that bushing solid, or secured, I guess I should say. And that way it allows the pivot arm housing to rotate freely around that bushing, which is captured. I hope that makes sense. I'm not even sure the factory does the reduced size washer on this. I think it's essential and critical, and I hope this helps somebody else, because now this works perfectly. Good luck. Take care.